Today, I strongly connected to the truth that reflecting is a gift that you can give yourself. In the past, when it comes to this whole personal development thing, I was doing these reflections because I had to do them. Because they are part of your morning routine, they are part of your evening routine, and this is how you become successful. So for me, it felt like another thing I had to do on my to-do list. So when I was doing my tasks that I had to be doing, I realized that, oh shit, I didn't do my gratitude journal yet, or I didn't reflect on these prompts yet. Let me quickly give some answers and check I did a thing. And there wasn't really a benefit to it, to reflecting like that, because I wasn't strongly connected to the purpose and the intention. And today, when I was reflecting and I set some time apart to reflect on a few prompts on my vision, when I was sitting down, I felt this peace come to me. I felt that this was a moment where I could release, because I created a space for myself, to be with myself, to relax for a moment, to think things true that I was experiencing, maybe to create some new possibilities that I didn't see before. And I connected so strongly to the fact that reflecting is a gift that you can give yourself. Because if you are ambitious, if you are pursuing your goals, if you're creating things, you feel like there's no stopping. You're just going, going, going. You're doing all these actions. Your to-do list is massive. There's so many things that you could be doing. And there's never an end to this. So you're just running 24/7. So when do you have a moment to slow down? When do you really create time for yourself, where you can do anything that you want, and maybe even create time for yourself where you're taking care of yourself, where you're being with yourself? Because this is what I also realize in the groups that I'm running, and this is what I hear so much in these groups, where when people come into a group like that, in the group setting, they feel this release. They can really ground themselves in what's true for them. They can process all the things that have been happening. Because you start accumulating and building up all the stuff inside of you, mentally, emotionally, and it also happens physically, where when do you process? When do you process all the things that you're experiencing? When do you hold space for yourself? Or when are you in an environment where someone else is holding space for you? And this is where I used to think that I don't need this. I don't need this kind of space. Like, I can just keep going. But the moment I created this space for myself, I realized how much I needed it. The moment I took some rest, the moment I went into the monastery, like last year 2 times, I realized, oh my God, I did not know how much I needed this. Because all this accumulation of stress and tension and hard work and grind and hustle, it starts to accumulate, but the danger is that this becomes your new norm. It becomes your new standard. It feels normal to feel this way, this stress and this tension. So you don't think that I don't need space, like I'm good, I feel vibrant. Like, these are the things that I told myself. That no, I'm good. And then I got injured. And then I'm like, then all of a sudden I'm exhausted because the accumulation is too much of all the stress that I was acquiring inside of me. And that's how I connected today to this topic of reflecting as a gift. And are you giving yourself this gift? How often are you creating time and space for yourself, where you don't have to do anything, where you don't have to be performing, where you don't have to be achieving, in this constant doing, where you can just be for a moment, where you can reflect? Because even when I talk to high performers, even meditations can become a performance. Even going out for a walk can become a performance. So when do you create the time and space where you can let go? Where you can let go, where you don't have to perform? And this is so difficult for high performance. This is something that I struggle with the most. I struggle with taking rest. I struggle with creating these times for myself and these spaces for myself. So even recently, when I had a rest day from the gym, from my workouts, and I thought, okay, let me go to the gym and I'll do some yoga, I'll do some stretching. It ended up being a 2-hour workout still, because I have such a hard time stopping. Like, I want to go, but I also know that it's necessary for me to stop and to relax. But this is something that I'm still learning. I believe this is one of the biggest things that I'm learning, creating this harmony between this performance aspect, but also taking care of myself. Because what I know is, whenever I take, for example, a day completely off work, I notice that the next day, my focus is so much better. My productivity goes through the roof. I'm even excited to start doing certain things. And this is why I think it's necessary for you, even though you think you don't need it, it's necessary for you to create these moments. because you don't know how much you need it until you take those moments and you realize how much you needed it. And I see this same kind of principle at play with people that are living very unhealthy. So let's say fat people, obese people, they say like, yeah, I'm good. I feel good. There's no problem. Like, why would I become healthy? So that I have more energy? No, I have enough energy. Because this is normal for them. They don't know what more energy feels like. And this is where your whole nervous system, maybe, if you are, let's say, going hard in life, your whole nervous system doesn't know what it feels like to be completely at peace and to be resting and to be stopping. Do you, for example, have problems shutting off when it comes to going on a holiday? So this is where, and this is what you see often, where people are not able to shut off. Only at the last few days they're able to shut off on their holiday, and then they go back to work. And it's this routine over and over and over again. And this is why I would highly recommend, and this is just a short video about, reflection is a gift. And not just because you are reflecting, you are thinking about life, because you are creating space for yourself. I think that's the most important thing. You're holding a space for yourself. You're creating a space for yourself where you can let go, where you don't have to perform, where you're taking care of yourself, where you feel yourself, where you make yourself feel seen as well. Where you sit down and think, what is actually going on? What am I actually feeling? Like, just this question alone and just this topic alone. What am I actually feeling? When I explore these topics in group sessions, you will be mind blown what comes out. The heaviness that comes out, the emotions that come out, just unprocessed. And this is also why a lot of people are afraid to create that space for themselves, because, I don't want to feel these feelings. I don't want to feel these feelings that are underneath the surface. So this is why we're going and going and going, because it's also a way of avoidance. And this is why I believe in a lot of cases with high performance, the work is avoidance. So this is why in coaching conversations, when people come to me and they say, I want to build this business, I want to achieve financial independence. And it's like, let's create this. But when we are in this space where we slow down and we see and feel what is actually going on underneath the surface, they will see as in, this is fun to be pursuing, but I want to feel different about myself in the way that I'm pursuing this. Like, I want to keep this goal, but the way that I'm feeling, like, I don't like the way that I'm experiencing life right now. With all of this tension, with all of this stress, with all of this anxiety. And this can only come out when you slow down. When you slow down to experience it. When you reflect for a moment and ask yourself, how am I doing? How am I actually feeling? Don't accept these surface level answers. Like, just take a moment to feel. Because that in itself is very courageous. To feel. Most people just do not want to feel. It's too uncomfortable for them. So let me just work all day so we don't have to feel. So we don't have to think about it and have the confrontation. So reflection is truly a gift. Something that I connected with, something that I want to be doing more. And this is also why I think group coaching in itself is so valuable, because you intentionally create these moments to slow down, where someone is holding space for you, and you can go deeper into your life. Like, who am I? What am I experiencing in life? Like, what am I moving towards? What is important to me? Where am I maybe living out of alignment? Where am I strongly in alignment? What are my values? What are my dreams? What are my ambitions? What is my deepest heart's desire? And just to feel into the possibilities, that in itself is so beautiful. So that's it. Reflection is a gift. Create a space for yourself. Feel your feelings, because there's a lot of gold in there.